What is going on, guys? Kind of had a thought running through my mind and just thinking about, actually what happened was the podcast that I was listening to that just got over, and it was like pretty long, like hour and a half, 2 hours long. And one of the big things to that is like I don't ever sit idle whenever I'm trying to listen to podcasts and stuff like that. I'm always working on something. I mean, in this instance, I was at the gym. It's just super important to make sure that you're like continually educating. Like there's a lot of people in business right now that like they get into business and maybe they've never educated a lot. They just kind of winged it and whatnot. But I think no matter what level of business you're at, you have to like consume, contents from outside of your everyday experiences, because like, just operating a company, so many experiences come, right? Like I can't even explain the amount of experiences that have came from operating Elite. Oh, but FYI, we're here in Mexico Walmart. I always think about things in like a compounding effect, right? I'll talk about too that like everything that I do has some type of compounding effect, meaning it doesn't just have one benefit to it, right? So like one, the fact that I'm going through and educating myself on these things, what happens is not only do I become more educated, but then it also gives me a personal justification it gives myself a personal justification, the why I should be successful, the why. It's more of a confidence thing, right? It's a breaking realities. It's a breaking through barriers, and like a lot of becoming successful is just like breaking through barriers, and like really it's like I don't want to say a self-talk. There's psychological barriers when it comes to success that have to be broken, and in order to break through that, sometimes you need real world justifications, and actually your success will accelerate as some of those barriers get broken. Like they'll start exponentially. And I'll tell you like something that's going on like in my personal life that's one of these accelerations is that we're doing some stuff with one of our other companies and buying properties and stuff like that. And now we launched this like a year or two ago, and I mean this year I think it's going to be kind of like a breakout year where we like start scaling that, and it starts to become like a pretty big thing. But that comes from like breaking past some of these barriers. Some of the moves that we're starting to make is because I'd made some of the right decisions. It's like a long time ago, like 5-10 years ago, and like in buying houses and not renting and stuff like that. So then that kind of set a good base to where even though I wasn't doing anything extra with that good decision, now that I'm in a position to do something extra with that good decision, it gave me a base and a platform. But now the mental barrier has been broken, and gonna start being able to just make moves there, right? Like that's just the reality of it. Like and my personal wealth just in this 1 year alone is probably 10x'd, which is pretty mind-blowing. And I think it's going to be like 10xing for like a couple of years at least before we hit some type of plateau. And the future's gonna be pretty crazy. But a lot of this comes from just educating. It comes from just constantly listening to podcasts, listening to people talk about business, listening to people talk about marketing, talking about all these different aspects of life, investment. A lot of where I started actually was due to just looking for passive income. I was just like, hey, how can I make some passive income? That got me on to like YouTube. It was never super successful, but the experiences that I learned from doing YouTube was like paramount to like my ability to market for our company. And so we're like one of the best marketed company in our industry, especially for the budget that we're putting towards it. We probably put 1% of the budget into our marketing that like the other competitors that are putting out as much content as us. So once we really start investing in that, like it's gonna be wild. Catch you on the next one. This is probably on the personal YouTube channel. Check out our Elite Automation YouTube channel if you want to know more about like the business side of things. But yeah, things will slowly be rolling out on this personal channel. We're not investing too much into this one. This is actually the old Family and Fit channel, so there's a lot of old content from that on this channel still that we haven't deleted and probably won't delete, just so it's an archive of who I was back whenever I was not doing anything in business really. So catch you all on the next one.